We're here in Carlsbad with Caroline Glenn, blue belt jiu-jitsu competitor, mom, and special ed teacher. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, doing great.
How'd you get into jiu-jitsu?
Um, I kind of was always around it. I have a couple friends that were black belts, and I was like, kind of like, that's not for me. It's not for me. And I was trying yoga. I was trying all these different kinds of like flow like entities, and then my close good friend Vanessa was just like, you gotta like forget the yoga, forget all this stuff. You gotta try jujitsu. Like you're gonna love it. You just gotta get in there. You gotta do it. I was like, okay, whatever. So I dropped in. I had done a couple like lessons with my buddy Manny, and I was like, okay, I feel a little bit more confident. I'll go and I'll do it. And then did the first class with Johnny Souza, and I like fell in love. I was just like, oh, this is really cool. This is like, it's not anything like I thought it was.
And how does that build your personal life? I know there's a big community in the jiu-jitsu world.
I feel like how many people do you know that constantly put themselves in uncomfortable situations weekly? Like, they probably just
Not a lot.
do their like 7 to 5 job.
Yeah.
They might go to the gym, like get a little uncomfortable. They might go do yoga, get a little uncomfortable. Like, there's so many different avenues with jiu-jitsu where it's just like meeting people, creating a new community, going to the competition class, whatever it is. Like, there's so many different avenues to make yourself uncomfortable and be like, okay, I'm gonna face this and I'm gonna do this. I used to sit in my car and I'm like, okay, if I make 3 excuses, I have to go in. Like, I wanted to quit the first 6 months. I used to make all these excuses. And I think if you keep pushing past that, finally you start to build this resilience in yourself and you're like, wow, like your threshold is like huge.
And how does that help you with your business? I know you also have a mobile bar business called Bar & Co.
Yeah. Confidence. A lot of confidence. I kind of fell into my business. It was just timing. It was an idea. I wanted to work for myself. I'd been in the bar industry for 15 years. So I was just like, why am I doing this for someone else? I should be doing it for myself. But I lacked a lot of confidence in myself when it came to entrepreneurship because I didn't go to school for business. I don't know. I was just like, everyone's like, oh, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. I don't think I really understood that concept until I started doing mixed martial arts. And I was like, oh, all these people, they're like so confident. They act like they're confident when they show up on the mats. And then you realize they're really not that confident. Like, you were the same person as them. Like, whatever they do, whatever it is. And I just started to like implement that in my outside life. And I was just like, okay, no one knows who you are. Just show up however you show up. And then it's not like, and how that delivers is what they see. So I think now that I've stuck with it, especially like when you get to the blue belt and you start climbing up and you start competing like I do, your confidence really starts to shoot because you have so many losses or wins and you're like literally looking at that and building on top of that. And I mean, it helps also that the average woman or man doesn't really train. So if you're in a sticky situation, you probably know how to handle yourself.
How does that help you with your confidence, being around guys and maybe defending yourself when you're walking to the car late at night by yourself or something like that?
That was always like a huge thing. Like, there's a few bartenders I've known that would leave their work at night and they would get mugged because, they know that you have money on you and you're a girl. Like, are you going to be able to protect yourself? And that's just never been, that was like kind of a fear of mine. And since training, like, it doesn't even cross my mind anymore. I'm like kind of I kind of want them to.
Bring it.
Yeah, let's just see if I actually know my jiu-jitsu.
How can it help, now you're a teacher, you're teaching kids. How can it help kids with their confidence?
Well, so I'm at part of the children's program at Alliance, and I help with the toddlers program there. And there's these kids that show up there, and I swear it's like probably the first 2 weeks, they're crying, they don't want to leave their parents, they're literally like consoling them. And it's moving to see how much growth really comes in those weeks to come, like just getting in that environment, pushing themselves, being like the touch and everything that it is. Like, it's a very overstimulating situation at first, and to see these children really pushing through that like inspires me. And it's like, okay, this is this is why I do what I do. This is what I want to be, and I want to be involved with kids, whatever avenue that is.
Cool. And how can we find you if we want to hire your mobile bar services?
So my website is barncomobile.com, and you can find me on there. And my Instagram is barnandco_, and pretty much there.